What a feeling it was for Florida last week. The #1 team in the nation put up one of the top scores of the season as they took down #2 LSU. It was an incredible win by .1. Florida, though, back at home, still the #1 team in the nation as they get set to take on #15 Kentucky. A bump in the road tonight, though, for the Florida Gators. Unfortunately, these 4 athletes are not available due to COVID protocols, including Trinity Thomas, who was an all-arounder and was incredible last week. Jenny Rowland, their head coach, also not at the meet due to COVID protocols. Adrian Burdett will act as head coach. So some big news coming into this one for the #1 team in the nation. Courtney Lau alongside 9-time NCAA champion and USA Gymnastics Hall of Famer Bridget Sloan. So what's going to be the key for Florida to have success tonight without these 4 athletes?
They have the depth, and this is where we're really going to see it shine. These athletes who were right on the line of getting in the lineup, now is their moment to step up and get in that lineup. And I think we're going to see a lot of big events tonight.
Florida might be most impacted in their vault lineup. They lose 3 athletes who have been in every lineup, but there are things to look forward to and get excited about for this Gator lineup.
We might not see the normal, and I don't even like that term because lineups change all the time, but again, the opportunity to get in this lineup, it's so hard when you're ranked #1 in the nation. So this is a great part for these athletes to step it up, and it's their moment to shine.
Yeah, one of those will be Hallie Taylor. You see her there. She is going to lead off on vault, her first vault appearance. She is a junior, has only appeared on floor for the Gators until this moment.
Watching her in warm-up, she's going to do a Yurchenko full, so a round-off back handspring onto the horse and a full twist. Slight pike down. You can tell she's very excited to be in this vault lineup. Would love to see control the landings. Florida is so good at focusing on details. You see here, really nice, and then at the very end, just a slight pike causing her to take that hop backwards. But that is the first time she is getting out on this competition floor on vault, so really nice job.
Nice way to start things off. Kentucky comes in having their best meet of the season last week. They were able to defeat #5 Arkansas. The first time all season Kentucky went over 197, and Bailey Bunn will lead off this bars lineup for Kentucky.
And Courtney, last week she had a 9.85, which just goes to show Kentucky has been doing a tremendous job on improving every week. And you see it here, the toe point, the arms, and the stuck landings. Really nice job for Bailey. Wow.
What a way to start for a freshman against the #1 team in the nation.
And right here, her release. A little wonky with her legs there. You saw the right leg and the left leg not together. But finishes this routine with a very nice, I love that she holds that landing.
So Hallie Taylor got a 9.675. Remember, they can drop 1 score. Alyssa Baumann is up next.
And this is a power event. Really nice job. Wow. Another Yurchenko full. That's a 9.95 start value. Very clean so far. A little messy in her legs from that slow-mo, but a small hop on the landing.
She is going to be very key for Florida, competing in the all-around for the very first time tonight. Waiting on Bailey Bunn's score, but what an opportunity for Kentucky tonight to come in. They've just got to focus on themselves and not worry about what's going on with Florida.
And talking about, this is a dual meet. So tonight you're going to see 6 athletes per team compete in each event. The 5 best scores count, which means you will be able to drop a score. Team with the highest cumulative score will win the meet. The home team, being Florida, starts on vault, goes to bars, balance beam, and ends on floor. And the away team, Kentucky, will start on uneven bars, travel to vault, floor, and end on balance beam.
So Tim Garrison, the head coach of Kentucky, has been so excited about what this Wildcat team has been able to do. He felt like they finally put those landings and execution together last week in that win over Arkansas.
And that is so important to be able to put it together. You want to do that right in the middle of season. We have a couple meets left, but every time we talk to Tim, he is so excited about his athletes.
So this is Haley Davis on bars for Kentucky.
Very nice release so far, very clean, aggressive on her handstands. A little short on that bail. Would love to see her right over the bar in that vertical position.
Hasn't gone 9-8 yet this season, but has that potential.
And just a slight hop on the landing. In warm-ups, she was taking huge steps on her landings. Really learned to control it right here. Very clean. Tim talked about how she wasn't quite getting her handstands. She almost flares her arms out. She is so high and has so much rotation on that dismount.
Did you see improvement in her handstands in that routine?
I would say yes. She's very aggressive, but I would love to see her get her shoulders over the bar to get right in that vertical position.
Alyssa Baumann, a 9.825 for the first time this season. We will see Jasmine Faubourg on any apparatus.
This is an exciting moment. Very nice, Yurchenko full, 9.95 start value. Overall, the Florida Gators right now are very clean, but we're not getting any sticks. Nice body position throughout the whole vault, controls that landing, just a slight hop backwards.
So Callie Nixon is waiting to go. We're having a little delay on getting the bar scores coming in, but she's one of my favorite athletes to watch on bars, and especially beam, but that's coming up next. She is just so elegant when she competes.
She's elegant, but she flies. I mean, her dismount, I would bet her dismount is 4 to 5 feet above the high bar. I mean, she gets the height, and when she sticks it, she is capable of putting up a big score on this event.
Her season high is a 9.875. That came in their meet last week against Arkansas.
Nice transition up to the high bar, back down to the low bar. So far, she is doing an incredible job. A little short on those handstands, just rushing it a little bit. And just the slightest hop on that landing, but talk about height on the dismount. So clean in her transitions. See her go from the high bar, had a little bit of trouble with that in warm-ups, but right back down to the low bar, very clean.
It was incredible to see how high she gets up on that event. Again, we will see her coming up on beam too later on. Jasmine Faubourg, her first event of the season, and she got a 9.8, so that brings us to Peyton Richards.
Very nice Yurchenko full. Peyton has the ability to do a Yurchenko 1.5, wanted to play it safe tonight, went with the Yurchenko full and did a fantastic job. Great amplitude, nice body position. Really, really clean. Would love to see her just absorb that landing even more to make sure that she gets that stick next time.
Yeah, with a couple new faces in this vault lineup, kind of go with the safer side of going with that Yurchenko full because she's so confident and consistent with it. Callie Nixon, a 9.875 in her bars routine. That's the highest score that Kentucky's had tonight. Brings us to Raina Worley.
Very nice cast handstand to start things off. And her release, such a beautiful bar worker. Raina has been working so hard on just the overall details of bars. Last season, she was never really excited to do all around, and now she is loving it. And a stuck landing, wow. She had a 9.85 last week. I see her getting a little bit higher this week. Overall, so clean. Finds that landing. I mean, she really has turned into this mature, all-around competitor.
As we mentioned, Adrian Burdett is one of the assistant coaches. He is acting as the head coach tonight as Jenny Rowland not able to be at the match due to COVID protocols, but he's been with the program for 15 seasons now, so that consistency is there. They are really excited about this freshman, Ellie Lazzari.
As they should be. Wow. Very nice, Yurchenko full. Just a freshman, already getting in the groove. Another 9.95 start value for the Gators. She is so clean and finds that landing and gets that stick. Wow.
She's been in every vault lineup, competed in the all-around for the first time last week. We'll do the same thing tonight. Waiting on Raina Worley's score, but Shaylin looks sick. Up next for Kentucky on bars. They've had a pretty solid night on this apparatus so far.
I have to give Kentucky credit. They have been so consistent. It's like each meet they get more and more consistent, and I think they just get more confident in themselves. Tim talked about how they have put it both together with execution and landings, and it's just, you can tell that they're confident in all of their skills.
Raina Worley, a 9.85.
Huge release. Wow. And unfortunately cannot get it back. It looked like she was a little far from that high bar. Had to have go-go gadget arms to get around and couldn't get her swing back for that Kip Cass handstand. And her shoulders are way over the bar, and just the way she was angled, she just could not stay on.
So this will be the score they will look to drop. Remember, you compete 6 athletes and count 5 scores.
And right now, Shaylin just needs to finish this bar routine as strong and as confident as she knows how to do. Very smooth. Really short on that Cass handstand. They just seem to be rushing. Slight step on the landing, not the bar routine she wanted to do.
Well, remember, this is the first of 2 meets in our doubleheader. Coming up next, Friday Night Heights rolls on from the barn in Fayetteville with number 25 Missouri taking on number 5 Arkansas. You can also watch it live on the ESPN app. Bridget, we got to see Missouri last week. They are just so consistent, and they're just looking better and better.
And I love that about that team is they never knock them out, because they get better and better each and every meet. And again, building that confidence is just so key in this sport.
We want to let you know, if you're looking for Miami at Florida baseball, you can catch it on the SEC Network alternate channel. Megan Skaggs anchoring the vault lineup for Florida.
And that is what we call a college stick. Didn't quite get that stuck landing, ended up falling forward, but we'll see what the judges take off. You never know. Looks like she was trying just a little too hard on that flare, and her arms flung forward really far. You saw her shoulders were way out in front of her feet.
Florida was hoping to drop that opening score, a 9.675 from Hallie Taylor. We will see what Megan Skaggs gets. But Josie Angeny now will step up to anchor Kentucky on bars after a fall. But she is a veteran, a junior who's been competing in the all-around all season.
If you want any athlete to anchor your bar lineup, especially after a fall, it is Josie Angeny. I mean, she has built up. She's so mature for an athlete, and she's only a junior. And last week she had a 9.9, but you're gonna see a big dismount at the end of this bar routine. And a solid transition to the low bar. Jaeger right into a bail. And right here, Ended up playing it safe tonight. Normally she does a half in, half out in the laid out position. Ends up doing just a double layout tonight. Playing it safe. Right here, blind change. Jaeger and takes it right down to the low bar. Solid double layout. Ended up taking a slight hop. I would not call that a stick, but very, very clean. And just, she's such a secure athlete. You almost know.
Yeah, she had the event title last week against Arkansas. We will wait for her score. But coming up, what makes this Florida team different? We will talk to head coach Jenny Rowland on the other side.
Last weekend in such a high pressure environment.
This team and all that they've been through this quarantine period, preseason, regular season, it's a team unlike that I've ever seen before. Their passion is just greater. Their desire is just greater. And to be perfectly honest, they did a fantastic job focusing on the orange and blue. And that's what our goal was that night, was focusing on what we could control, not worrying about anything that was out of our control. And I really think that is what led to, great success for the Gators this past weekend.
And then we have to mention her, Trinity Thomas. She has been crucial for this team for the last 3 years. What is it about her that just makes her so special?
Gosh, I would just say her humbleness. There's a lot of things. She works incredibly hard. She's very diligent in and out of the gym, an exceptional student. And it really just goes to show what a great teammate she is.
With postseason coming up, and last year it was cut short right before postseason, and you guys were a top-ranked team going into that. What is the mindset? Now that regular season is ending, you're going into postseason. Where are you with your team?
I just want to see them continue to enjoy what they're doing. Every day is an opportunity to get better, and every day is an opportunity to do what we love together. Everybody has the same mindset, same goals. It's so very fun and easy to be in the gym, and really look forward to them just staying focused and being diligent and committed to what they want to accomplish this season.
To Pink in the Stands, their annual Link to Pink meet, and Florida is up by 0.15 after that first rotation. That is even more impressive because they had a couple new faces in that vault lineup. For this Kentucky Wildcat team, everybody's been impacted by the weather, and Kentucky made a few travel arrangements to make sure they could get to Gainesville and be ready to compete tonight. They actually ended up leaving a day early, so Tim Garrison got everybody on 2 planes. On Wednesday, they took 2 planes from Lexington to Atlanta, then got on the same plane in Atlanta and flew to Orlando, and then bussed to Gainesville. It's about, what'd you say, Bridget, about 2 hours?
Roughly 2 hours from Orlando Airport to Gainesville, and that's a lot of travel time. On paper, it doesn't really look like a lot because you think, oh, you are on one plane, okay, you're on another plane, the bus. But when you're traveling with the team, that means they got to the airport roughly, if not 2 to 2.5 hours early, traveled to Atlanta. They had over an hour layover to make sure all the bags were accounted for, all the equipment was accounted for, etc. Then came to Orlando, then to drive. I mean, that's probably roughly an 8 to 10 hour travel day.
Yeah. And we learned that Tim Garrison has his private pilot's license, so if they ever need to hop in a small plane together, he could fly it. But we do want to mention, too, that Kentucky did this last week, so it's not new to them. They did that and had their season best score against Arkansas. So a pretty good sign that Kentucky's familiar with this different type of travel schedule. We do want to let you know there was a little pause in that last intermission. There was a conference about a couple of scores. We haven't been told of any changes, but they took a long time to all come together and talk about it. So that's why we're a little bit delayed starting the second rotation. But how about this Florida team having to come out, change their lineup. Vault was most impacted with 4 athletes out tonight due to COVID protocols, and they lead after that first rotation by 0.15.
When we talked to Jenny, she mentioned just this team leads itself. So whether there's a bump in the road with this team, I think Jenny and her staff just have full confidence in the team, and the team has confidence in themselves. And you see missing on bars tonight, Savannah Shanehair and Trinity Thomas. These are 2 athletes who are crucial in this bar lineup, but their spots will be filled tonight.
So there was a change in the score. Florida is now leading by 0.05 as opposed to 0.15. So we'll work on getting those change scores for you. And yeah, so Bailey Bunn just went on vault for Kentucky. We apologize that we missed that for you, but let's head over to Florida on bars right now. Looking for more sticks in this lineup, but remember they are without 2 athletes, Savannah Shanehair and Trinity Thomas. Peyton Richards is going to lead off this lineup.
And this is a strong event for Peyton. She worked hard last season to upgrade and make sure those lines were as clean as possible, and it's showing this year. In the leadoff, it is her job. She's going to set the tone for this Florida team on uneven bars. So far, she's doing a great job. Just the dismount. A hop forward. You mentioned it. We'd love to see sticks, and that is where this detail, those little deductions are really going to add up in the big picture here.
All right, so Bailey Bunn, we apologize we missed that vault, but Bailey Bunn with a 9.8, a great start for Kentucky on vault. That brings us to Isabella Magnelli.
And Isabel had a 9.8 last week. Very nice front pike with a half. Huge vault, lots of height, lots of distance from the vault. Very aggressive, gets the rotation she needs. Just a slight hop, but a really, really strong vault.
So next up for Florida on bars would be Gabby Galentine, one of the freshmen who have stepped up for Florida. She had a career high this season, a 9.925 against Missouri, and she's a veteran already on this apparatus. She's been in every lineup.
And when we talked to Jenny this week, she said her favorite part is that she is so flawless in her execution, and I am excited to see that tonight, showcasing that beautiful cast handstand.
Jenny Rowland told us she got in a trance just watching her. Every little thing she does is so beautiful.
And Jenny was not lying. Wow, really nice job from her toe point. She mentioned nothing is out of place. And what she meant by that is every handstand right where it needs to be, her hand positions right on top of the bar. Really, really nice job. Tops it with a nice double layout. Tries to get that stick, ends up taking a slight hop forward.
Isabella Magnelli tied her career high with a 9.825, and that brings us to Ariana Patterson.
Ariana has a lot of power here. Pretty significant step there. Again, she brings the power, but would love to see her bring a controlled landing. And that is really hard on vault when you have all this power. Controlling it is half the battle.
So Ellie Lazzari competing in the all-around, a freshman. They've kind of worked on her dismount recently on this bars routine.
And as a freshman, I imagine her bar routine will change here and there. Assistant coach Owen Field does a really good job. So far, I have not seen any deductions. Nice cast handstand, just the dismount. Another hop on the landing. We're not seeing any sticks here, but overall these bar routines are very clean, very nice transitions. You see right here, toe on, toe off, right into her pack salto, just floats through the air. I know we've been changing her dismount, but a half in, half out, and just a slight hop on that landing.
We want to let you know, Raina Worley, they upped her bars score to a 9-9. That was one of the changes that they made, and now we will see her on the vault. Her career high is a 9-9 that she set against Arkansas last week.
This is a 10-0 start value here. Round off back handspring, 1.5. Really nice job. Kind of snuck that last half twist to land on her feet. Would love to see her get a little bit more rotation there, but very clean. And that's a 10-0 start value. That's really big in this vault lineup. Just lacks a little bit of amplitude, but just the slight hop. Really nice job. Very clean.
It's been fun to watch her progress in the all-around all season for Kentucky. Again, just a sophomore. Megan Skaggs up next on the bars. She won a bars title against Missouri with a career high 9.95 this season. Still waiting on that score for Ellie Lazzari. It's coming in now, a 9.85 for the freshman. Career high.
Megan brings a lot of difficulty to this routine, and you're going to see it right off the bat right here. Huge Tkachev right down to the low bar in a pack. Head coach Jenny Rowland said her inner confidence as a gymnast has just really shined this year. And you saw it right there, beautiful cast handstand. And she does a huge double layout. Another college stick. Didn't have a ton of control on that landing. Ended up kind of sticking. We'll see what the judges take off. But her cast handstand right here holds it. 1, 2, and we're ready to go. Just really nice job.
Raina Worley over on the vault had a 9.825, so that's 3 9.825s in a row for the Wildcats. Brings us to Josie Angeny.
And a nice Yurchenko 1.5. Didn't have the rotation that she needed. Ended up taking a hop backwards. And on vault, these judges are looking for start value. Those 10-0 vaults are so crucial. The amplitude, how high are these athletes getting off the vault? How far away from the vault are they getting? And then the landing. Every judge wants to see a nice stuck landing.
Megan Skaggs, what a score, a 9.925. The highest score Florida has on bars tonight, and now this is Leah Clapper.
Line change into a piked Jaeger. If you notice, her legs do not come apart at all in this bar routine. Little short on that cast handstand, but a blind full into a double tuck. And again, just a slight hop on those landings. We didn't see any stuck landings from Florida tonight on uneven bars, but overall, very, very clean, well executed. And a nice blind change right into her release. You see her hands are right on top of the bar, right where they need to be. And a nice double tuck, but ends up taking that slight hop forward.
What's the adjustment for Florida to get those stuck landings on bars?
You just gotta stick them in practice and just take practice to the competition floor. And I know that they work on those sticks, so really just trusting your abilities.
Callie Nixon anchoring the vault lineup for Kentucky.
And a huge Yurchenko full. That is a 9.95 start value, but great amplitude off the vault. Gets the height, gets the distance. Would love to see her open up her hips just a little bit more and stick that landing.
You saw how high she gets on the bars. Look at the vault. Everything she does is way up in the air.
She really likes to fly.
Alyssa Baumann, a little history right here. First competitive bars performance since June of 2016. That was at the P&G Championships. First time for the Gators on bars. First time in the all-around tonight.
And to put that into perspective, I was still competing in 2016. So that was a long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Seems like ages ago.
Again, Florida has 4 athletes out tonight, so they've had to make some lineup changes.
This is a big opportunity for Alyssa. Very nice release so far. This bar routine is flawless. Head coach Jenny Rowland said everyone wants to be in lineups. I mean, they have the depth, and you're seeing it right here. We've never seen Alyssa in a bar lineup, and tonight, really nice job. Very clean. Her toe point is beautiful to watch on this event. Very emotional night for Alyssa as a senior. She is competing in her first all-around meet. That is so exciting. It's such a special moment. And this dismount, very elegant, double layout. Just takes a slight step sideways.
I mean, this is just, look at the reaction, though, from her. Her first collegiate bars appearance, tears in her eyes, and she stepped up when her team needed it. Wow, Alyssa Baumann anchoring the Florida bars lineup. Emotions high inside the O-Dome tonight. Florida hosting Kentucky. 2 rotations in the books in Gainesville. Back here in Gainesville, after the first rotation, Florida led by .05. Ellie Lazzari had a 9.875 on vault, but the score of the night for the Gators so far as they still lead this meet, Alyssa Baumann, her first appearance as a Florida Gator on bars, and gets a 9.925. Florida leads this meet by .3 over Kentucky. We want to remind you, Florida competing without these 4 athletes and their head coach tonight, all out due to COVID protocols. We expect to see them back in the future, of course. Really excited to see Trinity Thomas moving forward, and this Gator team has so much potential. We've really been able to see that tonight, too, when they've had to ask others to step up, and Alyssa Baumann being one of those who is stepping up and competing in the all-around tonight.
She really is stepping up, and she's doing an amazing job with it so far.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see. What did you think about her energy and her emotion on that bars routine?
I can only imagine what she's feeling. I remember my first all-around experience at Florida, and it was my freshman year. And if it were my senior year, it would have been handled a lot different because The emotions that you feel they're so personal. And you saw her teammates, they were there with her the whole way. And she has been working so hard. Head coach Jenny Rowland even said everyone wants to be in lineup. I mean, they have 8 girls in this bar lineup, yet only 6 can compete. This was a huge moment for Alyssa, her confidence, and in her career overall.
And so emotional after she stuck that landing. A 9.925 again for Alyssa Baumann on the bars. For Kentucky, Raina Worley competing in the all-around. She's gone 9.9 on bars and 9.825 on vault. We're going to see her on floor coming up.
And this is where she really shines. Tim Garrison said she's almost a guaranteed hit.
Yeah, Kentucky going to their best apparatus. They're 7th in the nation on floor. They will go to floor next. Florida going to the beam when you come back to Gainesville. 2 rotations in the books, and Florida leads by 0.3. A very close meet here in Gainesville. Courtney Lyle and Bridget Sloan with you. Florida is heading to the balance beam where they are #1 in the nation, but Kentucky is heading to floor. This is their best event. They are 7th in the nation, so I'm really excited about this rotation.
I am too, and Courtney, something we have to keep in mind, Jenny Rowland is not on the floor tonight, and she is the head coach of the Florida Gators, but she coaches balance beam. This is an opportunity for teammates to really come together, the mentors stepping up, keeping the underclassmen super cool, calm, and collected, and keeping themselves calm.
Peyton Richards, the first up on balance beam for Florida.
And a very nice back handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. One thing Florida is so amazing, not only are they amazing on balance beam, but they're so calm on balance beam. It's only 4 inches wide. And that is a stuck landing, side aerial into a back full. Really nice job. And she just gets right to it, starts things off with a nice back handspring, layout, step out, right over the center of the beam. No deduction there. Fights for that landing and gets the stuck dismount. Very nice start for Florida.
Yeah, she led off last week against LSU, had a season high 9.925. And now over to floor where we see Bailey Bunn, the co-SEC freshman of the week. She has gone 9.9 or better every appearance on floor this season.
In the leadoff position, she is setting the tone for this Kentucky team, and Tim Garrison cannot say enough about how calm she is as an athlete. Nothing phases her. Very nice double pike, such control on her landings.
Yeah, you can pretty much throw anything Bailey Bunn's way and she will handle it and be cool and calm.
And just a freshman, that is very impressive. She's kind of been molded into this just strong overall athlete. I mean, she has a little bit of everything. The tumbling, the grace, the nice control on her landings. You would never guess she's a freshman.
That's got to rub off on your teammates too.
Absolutely, and that's so cool, is that the confidence, it absolutely rubs off. Nice and aggressive on that finish, front 1.5 twist. Really, really clean routine. I mean, I would see that being a high 9.8, maybe even a 9.9. I mean, I didn't see any deductions because she starts things off. Watch this double pike, opens it right where she needs to. I love how aggressive she is with her finishes. and a front 1.5 twist. Really good job.
Megan Skaggs competing on the balance beam this season for the first time since the 2019 season. Had some trouble last week at LSU.
Courtney, you mentioned she had some trouble last week, and Jenny even mentioned on our call, consistency is coming, but you can only get that consistency when you're put in a lineup. So this is a really nice opportunity for her to prove to herself that she can do it.
Well, they're really starting to see how she trains make that way into competition nights, and that's a great sign.
Nice handspring layout, a nice smile at the end. She can really get into this beam routine now. And a cat leap. Very nice cat leap into a switch side. Her experience in the lineup is really showing. From mistake last week to a nearly flawless beam routine so far. Side aerial back full and gets the stick. Really nice job. Her teammates are excited. She's so beautiful on balance beam, the way she floats in all of her jumps, all of her skills. I mean, she makes it look effortless. And she finishes it with a very clean side aerial back full and gets that stick. And the reaction, it speaks for itself. Her teammates are so excited for her, as they should be.
Well, Bailey Bunn led off on floor with a 9.775. Anna Haggis up next, looking to regroup after a performance that was not up to par for her last week.
And that is the amazing thing about gymnastics, is you really have to learn how to put those mistakes behind you, because there's always going to be a meet next, or there should be a meet next. I know last year was cut short, but it's tough on athletes to be able to do that, because in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about sometimes the mistakes that you've made, and very easy to get into that slump. Nice double pike.
She has worked so hard at junior. She's a walk-on. You really didn't see her that much in the first 2 years, but has put in the work to compete on 2 events for Kentucky this year.
Yes, we saw her on floor, and we'll get to see her on balance beam later tonight. Really nice job. Kentucky is showing off on the cleanness of their routines, from their landings to the height of their tumbling. They're putting in the work in the gym, and it's showing when they're competing.
A huge score for Megan Skaggs, a 9.925. Now to the freshman, Ellie Lazzari. She shared the title on this apparatus at LSU. That is incredible to do that against the #2 team in the nation.
A very nice back handspring layout, step out, step out. Head coach Jenny Rowland mentioned to us, she has so much talent overall, but she really shines on balance beam. And just a freshman, that makes me really excited for her future. Such a nice clean beam routine and a nice stuck landing at the end. I know they didn't have any stuck landings on bars, but they are not missing a beat tonight on balance beam. And nice side aerial back full. See her. Ooh, she might have shuffled her feet just a little bit. But such a clean beam routine and so confident in her skills.
So Florida still in the lead. We have two scores for each athlete's in. Florida leading by 0.35 as McKenna Clark, the transfer from Arkansas, takes the floor.
McKenna had a 9.8 last week. Very strong and consistent athlete. Would love to break into that 9.9, high 9.8s for this Kentucky team tonight. Gearing up for the second pass. Nice front layout into a front full. And just one more pass for McKenna so far. Really nice controlled landings. Front 1.5. Very clean control. A lot going on for McKenna. Really nice job.
Well, our next SEC storied film is titled Once Upon a Comeback, and it premieres Monday at 9 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. It's the story of Florida swimming star and U.S. legend Dara Torres, who overcame personal issues at Florida, won 12 medals over 5 Olympic Games, and became the oldest swimmer to win an Olympic medal. Florida entered this rotation leading by 0.3, trying to hang on to that lead, and they're on their best event, the balance beam. They're first in the nation. This is Alyssa Baumann following back-to-back 9.925s.
Alyssa is gorgeous on this event. She's so precise with her movements. Her arms know exactly where to go. It's kind of like she's in autopilot. Showing off that flexibility over 180 degrees there. She is coming off of her career high on uneven bars, going to balance beam. The adrenaline, I'm sure, is pumping through her veins, but she is handling it so well. And a round off 1.5. Wow. That, I don't want to jinx it, but that was
Don't say it. I'm just
really
kidding.
great routine. That was stunning. A nice back handspring, layout step out, just right over the top of the beam. So aggressive with her arm movements. And a nice round off 1.5. That is going to be a huge score.
Yeah, look how fired up she is right now for Florida. We will let you know as soon as we get her score in. Haley Davis over on the floor following a 9.85 from McKenna Clark.
Kentucky is very consistent with their scores so far, but really want to break that 9.8 barrier tonight if they want to have a chance to take the lead against Florida.
Alyssa Baumann's score is in, a 9.95. Career high.
And a 1.5 layout. You saw the mat there. She actually avoided that 4-incher. We talk about floor being our favorite event, Courtney. What is it about floor that you love?
Oh, the personality, the sass, all of it. The music. I could just keep going on.
Wow, really nice job. A slight check on that last pass. Ended up taking just a hop forward, but Kentucky is very clean. They're just very solid all around on this event. Starts things off. 1.5 front layout. You saw her avoid that 4-incher. I think that was supposed to be off the floor. You got to think fast on your feet sometimes.
So Alyssa Baumann, that season high 9.95. Next up, Leah Clapper. Wow, the last 3 scores for Florida have gone 9.925 or better.
They aren't ranked number 1 on this event just because.
Touche.
They are beautiful to watch, and every athlete you can see brings a little bit different flair. Alyssa is so aggressive with her arm movements. Peyton just floats on the beam. And Leah smiles the whole time. You can tell she really, truly loves being out there competing, and she loves a balance beam. It is an event that most athletes, I would say most gymnasts definitely do not love, but Leah does a great job. She's so calm. She's very calm, and Jenny said she's so consistent, which is what you want in your beam worker. And another stuck dismount. So excited. I love the energy that these athletes are bringing during the routine, yes, but then afterwards. The excitement doesn't stop.
And she's one of the most positive motivators on this team. You can see that in her personality and reaction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right here, she's a little crooked on that back full. Holds that landing, gets the stick, runs it out.
What else would you do in that moment? Haley Davis had a 9.75. Next up, Josie Angeny added floor to her repertoire this year. Did not compete until this season on floor.
Yeah, over the summer, she was sending videos to Tim like, hey, what do you think of this pass? And he's like, you're not in the floor lineup. Well, I am now.
Not yet.
Very nice double pike. She had a 9.875 last week.
Every time she competes, I can't help but picture her dad has this t-shirt that has her face all over it, and he wears it to home meets, and I absolutely love it, and I can't not picture it.
I hope my dad is watching the meet tonight, because guess what he's getting for Christmas? Very nice 1.5 layout. For someone who was not in the floor lineup, she really just makes such a demanding presence.
Bridget, we have a 10. Leah Clapper just got a 10 on beam for Florida.
Wow, that is huge. Not just for Leah, but for Florida, for everyone. Welcome to the 10-0 Club. We're glad to have you. Well, Leah might have gotten a 10 on balance beam, but Josie is over here on floor just demanding your eyes because you cannot help but watch her.
Wow, there's Leah Clapper. A 10 on balance beam, her first 10 on beam. Oh, so impressive.
Wow.
Look at the reaction from her teammates.
Oh, that is incredible. So exciting. You can just see the love on this team. I mean, these athletes really do want what's best for each athlete. You know, they're not just teammates. I mean, these are really good friends here, and that is such a remarkable moment for Leah.
Remember, Florida is without 4 key competitors tonight due to COVID protocols, and for them to step up the way they have so far, they came into this rotation leading by 0.3 and have really continued to set that high standard. This is Hallie Taylor anchoring the beam lineup for Florida. First appearance on beam.
And this is where Hallie really just needs to trust herself. I hope she took a really nice big deep breath because she just has to do her normal. Little balance check there, but aggressive to get it right back on track.
We had only seen her on floor during her career until tonight. She's been on vault and now beam.
Back handspring into a gainer full. Really nice job. It might be her first appearance, but I don't think it's going to be her last.
What a way to step up.
And a nice front toss into Ace's zone. And ends things with a back handspring right into her gainer full. Just a very tiny hop, but so clean, and she was so confident up there.
Well, no matter what her score, Florida has the highest beam score of the season, the highest beam score in the nation this year in this meet tonight. Raina Worley to anchor the Kentucky floor lineup.
This is an exciting floor team to watch, not just from the music and the dance, but the tumbling. Huge tuck full in. Head coach Tim Garrison has always mentioned, you know, Raina has really just turned into this incredible athlete, but he never worries about her on this event. It's like Raina can go out there on floor and just do what Raina does.
Well, she's 4th in the SEC on this event and has gone 9-9 plus the last 3 meets. I'd feel pretty good about that too.
Nice front layout into her front full. She had a 9-9 last week on this event. So far, this is looking very close to a nice 9-9 for Raina and for this Kentucky team. Really nice job. She's only a sophomore, and she brings such experience. Tim even said she actually loves competing now, which is so nice to see.
Man, what a beam lineup for Florida. They set a highest beam score in the nation last week with a 49.65. They went even better and bigger tonight. A 49.675 and a perfect 10 for Leah Clapper on the beam. Florida is rocking at home. What a meet we have in Gainesville. Florida has led all of the way, and after the 3rd rotation, their lead has increased even more, now leading by 0.7, thanks to Leah Clapper getting a perfect 10 on beam. Florida ties the school record on that apparatus. The Gators also had several names pop up in the SEC Weekly Honors last week. No surprise. The Gymnast of the Week, that would be Trinity Thomas, tied for the 5th best all-around score all time with a 39.9, unable to compete tonight due to COVID protocols. Co-Specialist of the Week, Nia Reed, had a career-high 9.925 on vault, also hit that score on the floor. Aliona Shinikova set or tied career highs on 3 different events. She's the co-specialist of the week along with Reed. And the co-freshman of the week, Bailey Bunn, who we've seen compete in the all-around tonight. In this meet, she put up the highest all-around score among freshmen last week at 39.35. got that SEC Freshman of the Week title along with Amaya Marshall at Missouri. But Bridget, I would guess that there would be one athlete in the running for SEC Specialist of the Week. It might be Leah Clapper, who just got her first 10 on beam.
What an incredible moment for Leah. What an incredible moment for the Gators right now. You know, they do not have 4 athletes or a head coach on that floor tonight, but you would never know. I mean, they are taking it with stride. Jenny actually mentioned that they lead themselves, and they're showing that tonight.
Yeah, what did you think about Leah Clapper on the beam?
She was so confident. You see right there, handspring layout, just floats on this balance beam. And one thing that Jenny mentioned is she's so calm. Balance beam is 4 inches wide. It's very easy to get happy feet and not stick and not hold anything. And Leah did an amazing job. And she got that perfect 10 that she deserved.
Yeah, incredible. Well, you get the chance to see another top 5 team coming up. Arkansas will compete against Missouri. Kennedy Hambrick, a 9.95 on floor last week.
She has been amazing for Arkansas. Every year she gets better and better. And I think it's just her confidence and just overall presence.
They're facing a Missouri team who got a win over over Auburn last week, put up their best overall score, a team score of 196, 175, and put these scores up on each apparatus. A really good night for Missouri. So don't forget, coming up next, Friday Night Heights continues from Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville with number 25 taking on number 5, Arkansas. And of course, you can always watch it live on the ESPN app as well. Don't go anywhere. That means coming up, we still have one more rotation for you. Kentucky heads over to balance beam. Florida hits the floor. Will they have another reaction like this one last week when they took down number 2 LSU? Another impressive performance for the Florida Gators. After 3 rotations, Florida leads by 0.65. Leah Clapper, a perfect 10 on beam. The Gators, the only school in the nation to have 2 different athletes with perfect 10s this year, of course. The other one is Trinity Thomas, who has a 10 for Florida. So Leah Clapper, we will get to see her lead off floor for Florida on floor. But Kentucky starts first on beam. Anna Haggis to lead off.
Anna did not have the best meet of her life last week on balance beam, but as Tim mentioned, she did stay on the beam, but a slight balance check there. Very nice combination there. So far, I've only seen the one balance check, so we are improving and getting better, which is what this regular season is all about. Another one right there, she just doesn't seem very confident in her finishes. She looks really good at the beginning, but when she finishes the skill, she was very confident there. You saw her arms aggressively get to that finish. And a nice clean 1.5 dismount. A little bit of a redemption there for Anna. And you see she's so aggressive right here, right down to her fingertips. And finishes with a nice 1.5. Doesn't quite get that stuck landing, but overall, a nice clean start for Kentucky.
Well, this is the event that every Florida Gator wants to be on, apparently. It is so much competition in the gym to get in the floor lineup, and how fitting that Leah Clapper is going to lead off after her perfect 10 on beam.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Doing a Gator chomp in the O-Dome is pretty remarkable, so it makes sense. And you saw right there that everyone is going to want to be in this floor lineup. I talked about her smile on beam. Well, let me tell you, it comes right over to floor. I mean, I think she actually smiles in her tumbling passes.
I think she always smiles, no matter what she's doing.
Nice 1.5 front layout into her jump.
Ginny Rowland had talked about how this Florida team is self-led, and Leah Clapper has been a big part of that, being such a positive leader and an example for these Gators.
And that is so important on any team, but especially when you've got, it's a big transition for athletes coming into college, especially when they're joining an athletic team. And the freshmen have had quite a very different freshman year, I would say, with everything going on, and having that power of positivity is so important, and Leah does a really good job of it. And out of bounds on that double pike, you did see the yellow flag go up. That is going to be a 10th of a deduction, but nice clean landings, and her dance is beautiful. Just so exciting to watch her. Double tuck first pass, nice air awareness, knows right where she is for that pass. And you see right here, she's just a little too far and ends up taking that back foot out of the blue on the floor, so that will be a deduction.
Now you can touch the line, but you can't go over the line. Anna Hagus, a 9.65. Kentucky will look to drop that score on the beam. Isabella Magnelli up now. Kentucky has grown so much on this apparatus from that first meet of the season.
And balance beam is a tough event to get better on, because the only way you can improve is to get out there in front of a crowd. It's a little bit easier on the other events. You can do pressure sets, but it's just different on balance beam. A pressure set in the gym is way different than a pressure set in front of a crowd. So seeing them really work towards getting better and better each meet is so amazing to see. Just a slight hop on that landing, and she had a 9.85 last week. Very clean overall. Nice finishes on all of her skills. Starts things off with a nice handspring, layout, step out, right over the top of the beam, right where she needs to be. And just a little bit too much rotation here. Has to take that hop forward.
Leah Clapper on floor for Florida, a 9.7. Megan Skaggs is up next. And again, if you're just joining us, Florida is without 4 athletes tonight due to COVID protocols. One of those, Trinity Thomas, but also Nia Reed, who is a big key in this Florida floor lineup.
Yeah, Nia just brings this power in this class to her floor exercise. Definitely going to be missed tonight, but Florida, they've got some competitors on floor, don't you worry. See that gator chomp. And all of the Florida teams tonight from the Florida Gators that you see are all choreographed by the one and only Jeremy Miranda. The one thing he does with these floor routines is he really lets the athlete kind of pick what they want to be. The artistry is more so them, not just him choreographing the routine, which is so nice to see, because these athletes are out there competing, not him. Really nice job. Only 2 passes you saw there, but really just lovely with all of her movements, and so elegant, but then so powerful with her tumbling. Really nice.
Yeah, on the floor, we will not see Nia Reed or Trinity Thomas. But yeah, like you said, Bridget, that depth and that competition that they've had in their gym every single day since the season started is paying off tonight for Florida. This is Callie Nixon on the beam for Kentucky. So they've made a swap here as Bailey Bunn was slated to go first, but Callie Nixon moves up to the 3 spot.
Very nice handspring layout, step out. Callie is almost what I would call like steely elegant. She gets great height on her acro, and then she brings this grace to the beam and to her routine that is just really nice to watch.
Yeah, she picked up her first career beam title last week against Arkansas. She tied with Josie Angeny.
So far, very composed. Just the dismount here. Back handspring into a 1.5 twist. Lacking a little rotation, ends up taking a step backwards, but that is a blind landing. Really clean, just a few balance checks here, but again, Kentucky is staying very consistent. They're not really having those huge scores or those huge routines, but very consistent so far. And look at the height she gets here. Handspring, layout, step out. Really, really nice.
Megan Skaggs, a 9.875. Here comes Peyton Richards. Now, she is the first skater to use Tom Petty in her floor routine. Of course, Tom Petty from Gainesville.
And a huge double layout to start things off. I would say this is quite the crowd pleaser with little AC/DC here.
There you go. There's your Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. When talking to choreographer Jeremy Miranda, he said Peyton is one of the biggest transformations from last season to this season, and it's just been so cool to watch and see her just improve with her tumbling, her dance.
I love the change in music here too, the excitement building to the end.
Absolutely, really nice job for Peyton. Huge first pass, nice control on that last pass. And this double layout, round off back handspring. Really, really nice double layout to start it off, and then finishes with a nice clean double tuck. Has a little too much rotation there, ends up taking a pretty big step into her lunge.
She did not back down, though. Did you get my Tom Petty reference?
I sure did.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bailey Bunn now just switched places with Callie Nixon in this Kentucky beam lineup.
And we talked earlier about how Bailey, she's never fazed by anything. So a quick change in lineup for her, no big deal.
Yeah, there was a meet earlier this season against Missouri that she didn't warm up on this event. She just did the touch warm up, and then Rachel Garrison put her in the lineup. She was like, okay, let's go.
The exact words were, can you believe she put me in the lineup? She just is so fun to watch here. And does an excellent job. Round off double twist. High fives all around. You see round off, great height. Keeps those legs together. Just a slight hop on that landing, but so calm up on balance beam.
So Ellie Lazzari competing in the all-around. We wanted to give you an update on how the all-around looks. This is through the first 3 rotations. Alyssa Baumann competing in the all-around for the first time in her career is leading in the all-around tonight. Now, Ellie has been working through an ankle injury she suffered in the fall, so that's put her a little bit behind, but she has worked so hard. Just made her second appearance on floor against LSU last week and had a 9.825.
Nice double pike. A little too much rotation there, a little too much juice. Ends up taking a little bit of a hop backwards. And one thing to keep in mind, the quality of detail that Ellie has in this floor routine, all the way to her fingertips, to her toe point, it's just so precise.
Florida has already tied a school record with a balance beam score tonight, in control in this meet, heading into this rotation, and have done a solid job on floor.
And a very nice double tuck right at the edge of that mat, but keeps it together and stays on her feet. She might just be a freshman, but I see a bright future for Ellie. I mean, she brings cool, calm confidence in everything she does.
Yeah, how could you not? Already appearing in the all-around for the first time was last week that she appeared in that all-around. Bailey Bunn, a career high, a 9.925 on beam for Bailey Bunn. Raina Worley next up.
And Raina has a lot of power on floor. You can't have that power on beam. So she's been really working on being aggressive, but really soaking up those landings. And you saw right there, her slight leg bend really holds the landing to make sure there's no room for deduction.
Kentucky has done a nice job of regrouping after a low score to start off this beam lineup.
And a front aerial right into her series, back handspring layout step out. And just the dismount. So far, Raina has done a very nice job. So composed and gets the stick. A very nice round off 1.5. You know, she had a 9.825 last week. I see this week being much higher. Really just smooth transitions and caps it off with a stuck 1.5 twist.
Ellie Lazzari, a 9.825. Alyssa Baumann up next. She actually, very unique, earlier this season shared the floor title with her sister Rachel, who competes for Georgia.
Talk about a gymnastics family.
Baumann made her first career appearance for the Gators on bars tonight. Had a 9.925, so she's feeling, you know, solid.
Feeling good and going into this first pass. That is a stuck double tuck, no movement there. Nice 1.5 into a front full. She's so dynamic with her arm movements.
Baumann
she
needs
has
a 9.925 on this event to take back the all-around lead.
And she has one more pass to cap off her all-around performance tonight. Nice double tuck, double pike. And that might be one of the most epic gator chomps. She actually is the only gator to have a gator growl.
Well, that's just taking it to a whole nother level.
It really is. Finishes this nice floor routine with a huge double pike. So much emotion for her tonight. Bars for the first time. Does an incredible job on vault, beam, and now on floor. Really impressive.
Florida came into this rotation with a 0.7 lead in the meet. They're definitely hanging on to that. Josie Anjani to anchor after Raina Worley, another career high for Kentucky on the beam. Raina Worley, a career high 9.95.
Josie is so strong on this event. I would say this is one of her best events for her. And a huge handspring layout. She is so commanding on this event. From her dance to the way she moves on the beam. She almost surfs the beam, meaning she really doesn't stop moving. From her dance, you see that connection down to the beam.
She put in so much work in the summer, in and out of the gym, and it is paying off big time.
Just the dismount, side aerial, tuck full, and gets the stick. Just adding to her confidence right now. I mean, she's only a junior, but she is a veteran for this Kentucky team, has been in the all-around. And you mentioned it, she's putting in the work.
And you see Alyssa Baumann there. She has won the all-around with a 39.65 after Baumann got a 9.95. Look at her scores tonight. The first time she has been in the all-around in her Gator career, and she's a senior.
That is incredible.
Not a bad night if you're Alyssa Baumann. Hallie Taylor, the final athlete to compete in this meet.
Very clean double tuck to start things off. Nice jump right out of her pass. You're gonna see a lot of athletes do that. They're gonna do a 1.5 into a front layout, into a jump to avoid any type of difficulty or any type of deduction is the word I was going for. Not only are they avoiding that deduction, but they're also avoiding the lack of artistry. Just keep it going, keep it moving. Final tumbling pass of the evening. Double pike, a little bit lack of control there. Ended up throwing your head back a little too early on that finish.
Well, Alyssa Bauman wins the all-around. If you're looking for Arkansas and Missouri, you can catch that on the ESPN app or the SEC Network alternate channel. We will be back to wrap this meet up. Florida is going to get another win at home. Alyssa Bauman, what an incredible performance for her tonight. Her first career win in the all-around. 4 athletes making up 37% of their routines this season. Florida comes out and has another impressive performance. They put up a 197.5 to defeat Kentucky. Tied for the 8th best score in the NCAA this year. And Alyssa Bauman, she is on the floor in shock. Her first career appearance in the all-around, and she wins the all-around.
She has been impressive all 4 years, but tonight just really showcased all the hard work she's put in. I mean, competing on bars for the first time ever, such an emotional night for her. And she just does gymnastics so beautifully every single weekend. Such a joy to watch and amazing for her to win that all-around tonight.
Another great performance for the #1 team in the nation. The Florida Gators get it done. They win by .625. Friday Night Heights continues now with Missouri and Arkansas. Let's get you to John and Alicia for our next meet here on Friday Night Heights.